Welcome back into Bible Center, your source for all things concerning this year's March Madness Bible Edition. I'm your host, Jay Hall. Gentlemen, it's the day we've been looking forward to all year. It's the first day of the tournament. Pre-game coverage coming at you live right now. Let's get right into it. Gentlemen, tell me who you think would be this year's Cinderella story and who your lockdown pick of the day is.
So for my lockdown pick, I have Paul making it to the championship. Paul... he's pretty much single-handedly wrote half of the New Testament by himself. He went on his missionary journey and went from church to church, writing them different letters. So I could see Paul as a lock in the championship. And then as my Cinderella story, I have number 7 Elijah over number 2 Moses. Elijah came, he rose somebody from the dead. He defeated 850 different prophets. He was one of 3 men to be taken up into heaven without dying. So he's in great company there. And I could see him pulling out the big win today.
Indeed. Ben?
Isaac, Jay, when I think about a Cinderella, I think about a guy or a woman who can just take it all. Mm-hmm. I mean, just come out of nowhere and just take it all. Really beat those who shouldn't beat. And for my Cinderella, I think about John the Baptist. When you think about John the Baptist, he paved the way for Jesus. He was prophesied about in the Old Testament. Even Jesus Christ himself said in Matthew 11:11 that of anyone born of woman, that includes all of us, right? Of anyone born of woman, there has been none greater than John the Baptist. I mean, how do you debate with Jesus? How do you debate with Jesus? And Jay, for my lockdown pick, I'm going to go with David, King David of the Old Testament. He was so quintessential in the Old Testament. Not only that, the New Testament calls him the man after God's own heart. And again, how do you debate with that?
Absolutely. Great insight, guys. I appreciate what you've had to say today. We've got a lot of exciting things planned for this episode, but we'll get back to them right after a message from our sponsors. We're back, and now for the best segment of today, I'll send you over to Isaac and Ben for Biblical Breakdown.
Thanks, Jay, sending it down to the Biblical Breakdown. And what this is each day is we're going to be looking at the hardest and toughest matchup of the day. We wanted to go with the transfiguration debate between Elijah and Moses, but we decided to go with number 4 and number 5. That is Noah versus Daniel. What makes this debate so hard is Ezekiel 14 and verse 14, where it puts their righteousness right beside each other years after the fact of their life. And so that's what we're going to be doing today. We're not going to be talking negatively about either of these characters. We're only going to be talking about what we believe should give them the victory. And with that, I'm going to go ahead and talk about why I believe Noah is the only choice. And Noah is the only choice for me because he is the man for why we are here today. Without him, none of us would be here. The entire earth would be taken away. Humanity, mankind as a whole would be gone. No, that's the first reason. Number 2, when it comes to faithfulness, he built an ark over 100 years. Took him that long to build the ark. Never had seen rain, but he believed in God enough to build that ark over 100 years. So the very fact that we are here today because of this man. Jesus came to this earth because of this man. That is why I believe Noah is the obvious choice for this matchup.
Let's take a second and look at Daniel here. Daniel, another great man of God. You want to talk about overall faithfulness? Turn your Bibles to Daniel chapter 1, verse 8. In the next 14 verses, talk about his faithfulness. The heading there, Daniel's faithfulness. You want to talk about spiritual achievements? He interpreted Nebuchadnezzar's dream. He had visions of his own from God. He was constantly being promoted. He would pray even when he was told not to. He was the only one who would continue to pray. Those are some great spiritual achievements. You want to talk about his awesomeness factor? Well, he was put in a den with 3 lions and survived. Need I say anything else? So regardless, these are going to be two amazing men of God, and it's up to you guys to cast those votes to see who wins. Let's go back up to the desk with Jay.
There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. It's up to you who will not only win this matchup, but all the showdowns of the first round. Now for some instructions on how to vote. Click on the link attached to this video and fill out the survey. Voting will go live right now until Monday at 10 a.m. If you have any questions, please ask one of us.
You know, we've been really thinking about this also. You got to send in brackets, and the importance of the bracket is to where we know how this is all going to go. And there's a lot to gain by turning your brackets. And so please turn in your brackets. We need these as soon as possible because Isaac's going to tell us what we can gain from sending these brackets in.
Yeah, a little extra incentive for you guys to fill out your brackets. If you're in the BYG and you finish in the top three, your brackets finish in the top three, you get a first, second, or third place trophy along with a Chick-fil-A gift card. And if you defy the odds and your bracket becomes perfect, then your camp's paid for.
Whoa.
That's baller. That's all we've got for today's episode. Tune in tomorrow for the next edition of Bible Center.